In Ecclesiastes 5, Solomon is giving some words of wisdom about how we can interact with God. And in verse 2, he says this. He says, "Do not be quick with your mouth. Do not be hasty in your heart to utter anything before God. God is in heaven and you are on earth, so let your words be few." Now, why does he say this? In the Old Testament, part of the sacrificial process involved the priest actually reading part of God's law and then explaining it to the people. And so the listening that he's referring to is not a quietness, but instead it's a focused attention on what God is saying. And so when we talk, we can't do this. We can't listen to God because when we talk, we're telling God what we think. There's a time and a place for telling God. There's a time and a place for prayer, but Solomon's basically saying, hey, don't do all the talking all the time because God has stuff to say to you. He's obviously smarter than you, so why would you dominate the conversation? And so how do we listen to God, as Solomon would refer to? There's a lot of ways that we can do this, but the primary way that God speaks to us today is through the Bible. And so, if that's the case, the primary way that we should listen to Him is through reading the Bible. So I want to challenge you this week to take the Bible seriously, not just as a way to check off another task but to actually make it important in your life, to devote time on a daily basis to get in the Word. And if you will get in Scripture and if you will listen well, then His words will challenge you and grow you and correct you and encourage you, just like Hebrews 4:12 talks about. But if you do not stop and take time to listen to Him, then don't be surprised if you look back on the past year and see no spiritual growth. There are some people who read the Bible and don't obey God, but I don't know anyone who doesn't read the Bible and obeys God. And so, will reading the Bible make you perfect? No. But if you do not get in the Bible, if you do not take time to listen to God, then you are setting yourself up for spiritual decay. So I want to encourage you, take time to listen to what God is saying today. And that starts with dusting off the Bible, opening it up, and reading what He has to say to you today.